Welcome to Cherry Beckett's GovCon podcast, where we discuss current environment, government contracting trends, compliance matters, and best practices to guide federal contractors forward. I'm Craig Hunter, audit partner here with Cherry Beckett, and with me here today are three members of the Cherry Beckett Outsourcing and Resource Solutions Group, namely Managing Director Mike Cippel and Directors Irwin, Kaplin, and John Reid. Today, we're going to take a look at outsourcing for federal government contractors and getting the most from your outsourcing firm. So thank you for joining me, Mike, John, and Irwin. In the current environment, with the ever-increasing cost and complexity of doing everything in-house, the issue of remote working arrangements, talent attraction, retention, we see more and more businesses turning to outsourcing in response. So kicking right off, what are the key items management or the owners of businesses should be considering and thinking about in deciding if outsourcing is a move the company should potentially make? John, I'll turn to you first.
Thanks, Craig. Appreciate it. Glad to be here. I think when organizations turn to outsourcing their accounting function, one of the major benefits is scalability. So really, the ability of our team to contract and expand, hopefully, as the business expands. So if you win a new contract, it's relatively easy for your outsourcing group to, throw an additional resource towards the project to support that contract setup, employee setup, everything that comes along with additional contracts. I think that the ability for us to kind of grow along with the organization also adds a little bit of ease to having to, hire, train, really manage an accounting staff as well. Since that falls on your outsourced accounting group, you don't have to worry about the red tape that comes along with, HR and hiring a bunch of staff to support growth of your business. You can really just lean right into your outsourced accounting group. Some of the other benefits, I think, are to really allow access to some experts in the GovCon arena as well. So you have really, the ability to tap into some deep resources. Mike and Irwin, who are alongside with me today, a lot of years of experience in the GovCon arena, which you kind of have that ability to tap into. You also have access to some advanced systems and tools, mainly your accounting software systems, along with a lot of people who have many years of experience using those systems. So you don't have to worry about all of the nuances inside of your ERP system. You can really lean into your outsourced accounting group for that as well. Lastly, the cost effectiveness of outsourcing these operations. Again, you don't have to worry about hiring people. You don't have to worry about providing any of those fringe benefits to new accounting staff. You kind of have a one-stop shop when it comes to your accounting operations and the functions that they provide.
That's right, John. And just one thing I'll add there is seeing some owners and executives just spending less time on the accounting front because they just have more trust in an outsourcing firm, and really that allows them to focus and do what they do best, which is often the business development and leading and managing and running the company. So there's certainly that benefit as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's, like you said, it really allows them to focus on other operations, growing their business. Leave the accounting function to your outsourcing group, and you focus on doing what you need to do as a business owner, basically.
Absolutely. Good. Well, thanks, John. So let's assume a company has considered these factors and made the switch, and they have an outsourced accounting firm or outsourcing arrangement with another firm. Next question is really what can or should they be doing to get the very most from that relationship? Irwin, can I ask you on that one?
Yeah, sure. The next, probably the most important thing to do when you decide to hire an accounting firm or an outsource firm is to really communicate with them. I know with our clients, we kind of do what we refer to as a who does what form, where we outline who's responsible for what. And then we work with our clients. That kind of grows over time. Like sometimes they'll have change in staff and need us to take on more of a role than they expected when they first hired us. And so basically you have to keep the relationship evolving in that regard. And as you grow, as you change, as you win new work, as you hire people, communication is going to be the key. How you're going to set up parameters, how you're going to communicate with the outsourcing folks. And that way they could keep, especially for us where we work with mostly like with the cost point accounting system or the Uninet accounting system, you have to keep a lot of data up to date as far as like new contracts, new hires, new vendors, just everything. And so really keeping us in the loop as you're expanding or have needs. The other important thing to do is set up kind of your expectations as far as when like things are going to get done. So for instance, financials, like how early or late in the month do you expect to receive financials, what your process is for paying your vendors, your payroll, the communication with a third-party payroll provider, HR. So really, it all kind of falls back on communications. That's the key. And then once you have communication, you could set expectations and plan ahead.
I think that's absolutely right, Irwin. It's one of the things that Mike Cippel actually taught me early in my career is just proactive communication, and it comes in all forms. It's not just picking up the phone and contacting your client or sending an email. Something that we do for all of our clients is to initially just set up a client calendar, and it really just sets kind of the expectations towards when we're going to deliver financials, like you said, what their accounts payable schedule is, when we know we need to run payroll, everything that we're going to do for that client, we put on the calendar and assign it to everybody on the engagement. So we all know who's doing what in what time frame and what the expectation is. And that's the best form of communication for me, really, is to send out that calendar, set the expectation, let everybody know who's doing what, and just the expectation is also, if there are any delays, to really send out that communication. Hey, we're running into problem X, Y, and Z. Here's what we're going to do to fix it, or here's what we need from you being the client, in order for us to stick to the schedule. Everybody wants that 5-day close, but sometimes that doesn't happen if we don't get information, from our clients. So those deadlines are sometimes contingent on receiving information, and if we don't kind of stick to that calendar, then those deliverables will, slip a day or two.
Yeah, John, Irwin, great points. And, just as communication is invaluable in actually any relationship, our goal is to be a strategic partner with you. We want to understand your operations. We want to deliver on time. We want to be able to answer your questions. And again, as we said earlier, allow you to do what you do best, which is grow the business, look for other business opportunities. And in order to be that strategic partner, we have to talk both ways. So, we schedule meetings. We need people to come to meetings. We need to know what's going on in the organization so that we can properly account for it or plan to account for it. And so it's up to us also to reach out to let the client know how we're doing and what we need or what we're seeing. And at the same time, the client needs to let us know what's coming so we can prepare with system setups or schedule changes.
Yeah, I think that really that high level of communication not only results in a mutually beneficial relationship, it allows us, your outsourced accounting provider, to control our costs better. If we don't have to scramble looking for data, it means we can focus on what we were hired to do. So having that really high proactive communication allows us to plan ahead. It allows us to control our costs. Again, not having to scramble around, ask multiple times for even something as simple as a bank statement so that we can complete our reconciliations. It really goes a long way when it comes to kind of having a successful outsourcing engagement.
Well, great. Lots of great information there. Thank you, Mike Cippel, Irwin, Kaplin, and John Reid. Really appreciate your input there. If anyone listening would like to discuss anything further or needs any more information, please just reach out through our website and we'll get right back in touch with you. So thank you all so much for listening to this episode of the Cherry Beckett's GovCon podcast series.